Today I thought I would show y'all how I make my jalapeno buttermilk cornbread. It's been kind of cold and dreary and rainy here, and so I have a pot of beans going, and I'm going to make cornbread. Now, of course, this is plant-based whole food cornbread. How do you make buttermilk cornbread with no buttermilk and no butter or eggs? Glad you asked. So first you're going to start by making a flax egg. A flax egg is 1 tablespoon of flax meal. If you don't have flax meal, if you have flax seeds, you can just grind them up yourself, to 3 tablespoons of warm to hot water. And so for this recipe, we actually need 2 flax eggs. So I have my hot water, so that's 6 tablespoons, and then 2 tablespoons of flax meal. And you're just going to give that a little toss. There are parts of this recipe that are kind of gross. I think they are, but they taste good in the end. So you're just going to let that sit, and that's going to kind of like congeal like an egg. So it's really cool. Now to make the buttermilk. Now I know y'all know, maybe y'all don't know, but if you don't have buttermilk, like in a traditional recipe, you can take milk and vinegar and let it sit and it'll clabber. Well, that's basically what we're going to do. So you're just going to take your 1 cup of plant milk. We personally like soy milk, so that's what we use. But feel free to use an almond milk or an oat milk or whatever. Just make sure they're unsweetened and unflavored, because you don't want, like, you know, chocolate cornbread or, I don't know, that actually might be good. Anyway, so to this, you're going to add apple cider vinegar, and this is just 2 tablespoons. It's supposed to be 2 tablespoons, but I got 2 teaspoons. Just a second. Okay. 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. We use Bragg's with the mother. And then you're just going to kind of let that sit and get all clabbery and gross. Now, we're going to take our dry ingredients and just give them a quick whisk while our egg and buttermilk are doing their thing. So we're just going to have a cup of cornmeal, and now make sure it's just the cornmeal, not like a cornbread mix, you know, like the old school stuff our mama used to use. And then a cup of whole wheat pastry flour. Add those 2 to your bowl. And then, you know, you want it to rise and have flavor, so we are going to add, this is a tablespoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Sorry, my voice cracked. Give that a whisk. Oh, preheat your oven to 400. You're going to take 1/2 cup of applesauce, unsweetened, because again, it acts as like the oil or even like the butter you might use. The fat, I guess. Okay, so to your applesauce, you're going to add just 1/2 cup of regular Ole Water. I always kind of give it a little stir. Now it's been a couple minutes, so our flax eggs are kind of, we'll let those sit a little bit longer, but our milk has clabbered, and it's chunky. This is the part I was talking about that's kind of gross, but in the end, it tastes really good, y'all. Now we like jalapeno cornbread, so we have a third of a cup of diced jalapenos sitting aside. We're just going to go ahead and add these flax eggs. See how it's kind of thick and congealed? Gross. Guess I shouldn't be saying it's gross if I want y'all to try it, right? So give those a mix. And then you're going to add the dry to the wet. Now this is important. Don't overmix. You're just going to give it a quick little toss. Little fold to get it all happy. Now you can do this in a cast iron skillet if you want to. If not, if you just have like a regular baking pan, you can do it in that with some parchment paper on it, which is what I do. Just gonna get all this mixed in. You know what I just thought of? You could probably add some nutritional yeast to this to kind of almost give it a buttery flavor, but or some sweetener if you're not from the South and you like a sweet cornbread. My daddy says, I don't want a sweet cornbread. If I want a cake, I'd eat a piece of cake. I want cornbread. So we don't do sweetener in ours. But anyways, you're going to add your jalapenos. Gently fold that in. So it gets kind of evenly distributed. And then you're just going to pour it in your prepared pan or skillet. Now you can do little jalapenos on the top and make it pretty, which I do if we're going to have guests or something, but just for us, I'm not going to. So you're going to put it in your oven for 30 minutes till it starts to kind of pull away from the side. I mean, it cooks like regular cornbread, y'all, so you know what it looks like. It gets kind of crispy around the edges and brown and golden on top. And then we'll see y'all in 30 minutes when this is done. Okay, y'all, I wish we had smell-o-vision here because this thing smells amazing. Now let me show you a little trick. Because I use parchment paper, if you cut it, each slice, usually the parchment paper is going to stick to the cornbread, and then it's not very pretty to serve it. So this is what I do. I flip it out onto just another piece of wax paper. Then I peel all the paper off. Oh, it's hot. Right. So then after it's done, yes, you do kind of lose that kind of cornbread crust that we all love. I guess I could wait and let it cool. Maybe it would depart easier, but I don't like to wait. So then you just take a plate upside down. Flip that puppy back over. And there you go. A beautiful, beautiful jalapeno buttermilk cornbread. Let me grab a knife and I'll cut into it for you. It's got it all sliced. Let's pull out a piece. Look at that. Can you see the steam rising from that? Delicious. There you go. So now just serve it up with a little bowl of beans and enjoy. Oh, be sure to like, subscribe, share, hit the bell, tell all your friends about it. Most importantly, try the recipes, eat them, see how good plants can taste.